Hello and welcome to the Justice Factor. South Africans will cast their votes in local elections on August 3. Should political party leaders be allowed to hand out government food parcels at party rallies? Public Protector Tilima Donsela joins us today to talk about the difference between state and party colors. After that discussion, we'll give you, as usual, our winner and loser of the week. But first, police have arrested 21 people following the burning down of 24 schools in Vuwani, Limpopo. What's going on? What is at the heart of the dispute in Vuwani? How can this be resolved? Our guest today is Co-operative Governance and Traditional Affairs Minister van Rooyen. Minister, welcome to the show. Let's start with this issue that's happening at Vuwani. What are the real reasons for what's happening there today?
Good evening, Justice, and also to the viewers of your program, Justice Factor. Let me start by indicating that as part of the provision of the Demarcation Act, my predecessor, Minister Pravin Gordhan, made a request for a determination of municipal boundaries. And he was doing this as empowered by Section 22, subsection 2 of the Demarcation Act. He made a request for 34 cases to be considered nationally. And I must indicate only 13 of those cases were considered, affecting 90 municipalities. Guiding this particular approach was firstly the principle of financial viability of these municipalities, but also the principle of institution capacity to ensure that these municipalities are properly structured to render services to our people. Now, Vuwani areas were affected by this particular request. Now, as you know, the Demarcation Board verified the determination of the municipal boundaries of those municipalities in Vuwani. And there was a grouping or a team called Makado, Pro-Makado Task Team, and of course working with other traditional councils. They took that particular decision of the Demarcation Board to court. And as you are aware, just recently, I think on the 29th of April, the High Court ruled in favor of the Municipal Demarcation Board decision. And as a result, there was that sparked some protest in the affected area.
Now, all that is very clear to me. Why isn't it clear to the people of Vuwani? Why are they burning down schools?
No, look, first, we need to condemn the violence that is taking place there. And our preliminary findings, because we have been engaging with the community there together with traditional leaders, indicates that the modus operandi of those who burn school is not your normal community protesting. It looks like more of a guerrilla, tactics employed to burn schools. And traditional leaders and the community there, I just had a meeting yesterday with our community in Hlanganani together with their traditional leaders. Their message is clear. They don't know these people who are burning these schools, but also they condemn. And some of them have even went an extra mile to participate and work with police in defending this important infrastructure, the schools.
The state has failed to identify these people, despite the fact that many young people appeared in court today. Surely, if you suspect that guerrilla tactics are being used, as it were, then you would have got the NIA, and you were with Minister Mahlobo there, to find out who exactly is burning these schools.
That's why there has been some apprehension and some arrest. Because the reality of the matter is that, as you correctly cited, there are people who were arrested, and some appeared, of course, facing
what grouping do they belong to? Why would they burn schools? Is this a political movement that's coming up against you and the state? Look,
it's still too early for us to come to that conclusion, Justice. We'll just have to wait for investigations to be conducted extensively, and definitely at an appropriate time, the nation will be provided with appropriate details.
Is this political at all? Is there a political movement that's machinating against the state?
No, that's why I'm saying we can't come to that conclusion simply. We still need to do thorough investigations. But it's quite strange on how this was conducted. You know, some of us, of course, were exposed. To tactics of overthrowing the apartheid regime. At no stage were able to realize, this particular situation in such a lightning speed. So it clearly shows that people were highly mobile, but also they were highly resourced, to do what they have done in that area.
But isn't that a typical conspiracy theory that has been used by many of your colleagues in cabinet when they fail to respond to issues? For example, this issue started more than a week ago. Police failed to do anything. When you arrived there on Thursday, only 60 public order police persons were sent to that area. You and your colleagues, Maggie Sochu and David Mahlobo, essentially failed to anticipate and then failed to send in enough troops to make sure, police people, to make sure that this doesn't escalate.
Not really, Justice. We didn't fail. The other matter is that there is a lot of work that has been done by our security people there. And the results are just to be realized.
No, but there are no results. There are no results. 24 schools have been burned down. 63,000 young people don't have school right now. There is nothing that your people have done. They have failed.
I'm not sure if you'll expect me, to regard the apprehensions and the arrests that have been made as no results. But I've just indicated to you that...
It's failure to anticipate. You've allowed this to happen.
Not really. This is pure acts of criminality.
Yes.
And definitely, our justice, our security cluster is working very hard, to apprehend and bring the situation under control.
Minister, you yourself were the mayor of Merafong when there was violence, when you were pushed out of that Kutsun township because of exactly this similar type of thing. Surely when what happened in Vuwani started happening, when the court case came before the courts and you knew that this was happening, the security services should have said, this is going to be a tinderbox. We have to be in there. We have to collect intelligence. Tell me, with your background in the MK and other structures, that is what Minister Mahlobo should have done. That is what this government should have done.
They did that exactly. But the result of the matter is that I don't know if you know the area, the topography of the area that we are speaking of. That area is very vast, and most of the schools there are in the middle of nowhere. So the result of the matter is that to police in that area is not a child's play, firstly. But secondly, as I've indicated earlier, there is a lot of good work that our security cluster has done in that area.
I'm saying to you, they have done no work. 24 schools are gone. They should be fired. They should be fired. They should be held liable. That's what I'm saying to you.
No, I don't agree, Justice. No, enforcing some of these things is not that a straightforward aspect. Yeah, we are not in a situation where we can easily say our people failed, or maybe our security cluster has failed to enforce there. They've been doing a lot of good work there. And I think, as we are speaking now, there is a lot of deployment that has been done in that area, to ensure that all security aspects are dealt with.
Are the people of Vuwani correct to say that essentially they want to be in, to stay in the Mercado municipality? Is this a tribal issue Is this a tribal issue?
No, I don't think it's a tribal issue, because if you are to look into the composition of the population there, you'll realize that's one good example of showing people living side by side, various ethnic groups living side by side, and in a very integrated fashion. Because there, I don't know why this issue of tribalism is being brought, because those people have been living along each other for quite some time. There are intermarriages that are taking place in those areas. So really, this issue of tribalism, I think, is being thrown in very opportunistically.
Okay. The Constitutional Court is considering the matter of the challenge to that the IEC has put before it. What are your plans for whatever the Constitutional Court might rule to make sure that August 3 actually does happen?
Our election plan, to be honest with you, Justice, is on course. And as we are speaking, we are ready for any decisions that might emerge out of that court process. And we have confidence in our justice system that there's no way in which our justice system can be seen to be on the other side, more especially the Constitutional Court. There's no way in which our Constitutional Court can be seen to be depriving or disenfranchising our people from exercising that.
But if it is the right thing to do, the court will rule that the IEC failed since 2003 to make sure that people are properly on the voters' roll.
The result of the matter, let's wait for the judgment, because the judgment is reserved, and definitely, I'm telling you, Justice, we will be ready as the government, to ensure that any injunction emerging from this court proceeding is adhered to.
Will the election be free and fair? The EFF says that votes were stolen in 2014 in Alexandra Township. 1,000 people voted in the wrong places in Limpopo in 2013. What steps to ensure that this doesn't happen ever again?
The system itself, that's why we are, the matter is in court. The
system failed in 2018.
Where in 2013, it was able to correct itself. That's why they were able to pick up some of these things, because the systems allow. So when there are mistakes, remember, we're a new democracy, Justice. So definitely, there will be some mistakes as we move along. But also, our systems are not that extremely 100% perfect. So as we move along, definitely the system will allow us, to identify some of these gaps and deal with them. The development in Tlokwe situation should not be viewed as something that is counter our democratic practices. No. To me, this is an enhancement of our democratic systems. And definitely, it must be applauded. And that's why I'm saying, let's wait for the judgment. And definitely, I assure you, this government is ready to implement whatever injunction that will emerge from this particular court proceeding.
Minister Des van Rooyen, thanks so much for your time, and we always welcome the fact that you're willing to come on the show.
Thank you very much, Justice, and thank you very much for your viewers at home.
Coming up, Public Protector Tulima Donsela speaks to us.